There is a MANPAD, Man Portable Air Defense System, version of Stinger that's carried by infantrymen but can also be placed on vehicles like the Humvee, and then there is the air-to-air version of the Stinger called the AIM-92 Stinger or ATAS that is carried by attack helicopters like the Apache and UAVs like Predator. The MANPAD version of the Stinger uses a passive IR/UV seeker to lock onto the heat in the aircraft/helicopter's engine exhaust, and will hit nearly anything flying below 11,000 feet. It is a fire-forget weapon, once a soldier locks on to a target and fires the missile. The booster motor is ignited inside the launch tube and the missile is accelerated out of the tube. The control surfaces and the four fins open into position as the missile leaves the tube. The sustainer motor ignites after the missile has traveled a safe distance from the launch position, the launch engine falls off and the main solid rocket engine lights. This rocket powers the Stinger at speeds of Mach 2 towards the target. The missile explodes once it hits the target. Since the Stinger missile tracks the target while it is flying, it needs a whole array of motion sensors. An infrared digital camera is located in the front of the missile. This camera has an array of approximate 128 by 128 infrared sensors that receives an infrared image of the scene. Before launching the missile, the soldier has to ensure that the missile must have the target visible in roughly the center of this sensor. When the missile is flying, if the image of the target that it is trying to hit gets off-center on the image sensor, the guidance system in the missile has to decide how to get back on the correct trajectory. The missile looks at the angle of off-centeredness and changes its angle of flight proportionally. The ATAS is derived from the MANPAD version of the Stinger and is an airborne, infrared, IR, guided missile system. The system is integrated into the control display unit to allow the missiles to be aimed and fired at long-range targets via the mast-mounted sight, MMS, optics, target acquisition and additional MMS-based steering indications displayed on the multifunction display. Electronic signals are provided from the aircraft to the missile launcher by means of the ATAS adapter cable.